We're spending the day in historic East Austin, hanging out with food robots, executive chef Juan Diego and owner Ricky Wang in the hip and trendy Space Cowboy on 7th Street. We then pop over to journal our secrets and sip a latte with owner Amalia Litsa at Dear Diary. And then you'll tour luxury living at its finest in this Rainy Street penthouse, which can be yours for only $3.5 million.
You know, there's so many amazing people, places, and spaces to see. And on this show, we are tapping into the vibe and the electric culture of this city. Every single episode, I'm hanging out in a different part of town, from downtown to central Austin, east, west, north, and south. And we're spotlighting some of the most intelligent entrepreneurs, their inspirational shops and eateries, the best music, the hottest real estate, and we're listing all of the energetic events throughout the city. So be sure to watch Lifestyle Austin and see the city like you've never seen it before. All right, let's go swimming.
Oh, that's a good cup of coffee.
We are at Dear Diary Coffee, and I am so excited for you to meet Amalia Litsa. She goes by Litsa. This is such a great space on Chacon Street, and it is full of women-owned products, and the coffee is amazing. She has food products as well. So thank you so much for having us here on Lifestyle Austin. I'm so excited about this. When I first met you, this was right before the pandemic and right before you opened. So tell me a little bit about how the idea came about, and tell me about just how tough it was to start and what was your motivation to keep going.
Sure, yeah. So I had acquired this space in 2019 and the build out took several months. So we thought we were going to have our grand opening during South by Southwest. And I don't know if you remember, but in 2020, the city was like, we're still doing it. We're still, and then nope. Like the whole city, yes, it like all shut down. And so we ended up we couldn't really even have a grand opening because with the pandemic at the time, it was it wasn't cool to invite people to all be in a space together.
Right.
But we didn't have a choice about opening because we had all these business loans to pay. So we just kind of opened our doors and were takeout only and didn't use the dining room for the first year and just tried to just see what happened. Yeah, there was no choice about it.
Yeah. Well, what was your motivation to even open it in the first place? And then tell me about the name, how that came about too, because I love the name, I love the concepts, I love what it is.
Opening a shop like this was a lifelong dream for me that I actually worked toward for a good decade, just saving and living below my means and things like that. And I acquired this space, and then I bought this space by selling my house in South Austin. What inspired me to open a coffee shop to begin with was in 2002 when I first moved to Austin. I made all my friends by sitting around at coffee shops and drawing, and at the time I belonged to a club called Austin Sketch Group, and we would meet at the Hideout on Congress every Sunday and sit around and draw. And those were such amazing years for me. It's how I made all my friends. It's how I found acceptance. I still am in touch with a lot of those people to this day. And so it was such a formative part of my life that I wanted to keep it going. And so then that got me thinking, what if there was a coffee shop that was made for artists, made for people that meet up and draw and things like that. And in my mind, the perfect coffee shop would be kind of like, do you remember when Salvage Vanguard Theater was open?
Yes, oh my gosh, yes, yeah.
So Salvage Vanguard Theater was so cool because it had like this gallery in the front, and then they had the theater where they would have performance and things like that. And the dream coffee shop for me would be the shop and then an annex where there could be like life drawing and performances and whatnot. But I had to work with what I could afford.
Yes, yeah.
And so I ended up in this space. So I figured, okay, their concept, like a shop with journals everywhere, and my concept, a shop that really caters to creativity.
Yes.
Those are compatible. So I was like, sure, yeah, let's do Dear Diary. Sounds good to me. And the rest is history.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about just how intentional everything in here is.
Yeah. So the degree of femininity is not entirely intentional. So the shop attracts a lot of women and non-binary people, just kind of accidentally, I think. I think it's just the nature of the space. It's so creative and peaceful, and there's no hard edges here. One thing about owning a small business, and one of the most gratifying things about it, is you're controlling the flow of money. And so if you're like me and you think a lot about your dollar vote, the ability to support other small businesses, to be an employer to really wonderful people, to create revenue opportunities for local people is like, that's so cool. It's the impact is small, but it's really meaningful. And so we intentionally purchase our baked goods from Celeste Best and Cake Thieves and Bistro Vanish and Zucchini Kill and Sugar Bush, like all local bakers. And then we purchase our coffee beans from Sightseer because their beans are roasted by a women-owned roastery, and then they purchase their beans from women-led farms and co-ops. So it's like, okay, well, we're gonna be supporting somebody. So may as well be thoughtful about who we support. So that's what we're doing. If you like having vibrancy in your neighborhood and you want it to have like a local culture and flavor, then pipe your money into those businesses.
And come to Dear Diary and have your coffee and shop too.
When we come back, we're going outer space where robots serve your meal and twinkle clouds above your table. We're taking you to the coolest Texas-style space adventure called Space Cowboy. We'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody.
Look at this amazing place. I'm with Juan Diego Solombrino. I love saying that name. It just rolls off. I love this place.
Welcome.
I love that you were here. Thank you so much.
Oh,
and
thank
I
you for
love how
coming.
you have combined your travel into the menu here. So tell me a little bit how you came up with the menu here.
Well, doing Space Cowboy has been fun because it's such a different and unique concept. It allowed me to bring all the, I guess, the experience, the travels that I've made, the places that I cooked and worked, all the cultures and techniques, combine them into one place. It's the first time that I've had, there's no boundaries, there's no limits. There's always, my way of expressing, all my time as a chef. It's been 24 years. So yeah, this actually brings and showcase a lot of it together.
I love it. Well, tell me where you've been. Tell me your travels and your favorite place and maybe your favorite menu item.
Well,
your favorite place.
well, I think I started cooking in London, and really I think that was the best place that I've been. It really opened my horizons, my mentality towards food, the way I looked into it, and all the flavors and spices. It was just such an amazing experience. And then Asia. I love Asia. I spent there a few years in Asia and Europe. Madrid, Spain. I think Europe has a lot to offer. And then Mexico. I stayed in Mexico for 12 years, and that really showed me a lot of the Mexican culture. They have a lot to offer, even though that we're close to. I'm from Guatemala, but we're so different, and they have such a unique way of using their ingredients. And so yeah, it's been fun bringing all that over here.
I love the full circle experience for you, and I can't wait to taste the food. But tell me one of your favorite menu items, and tell me why it's your favorite.
Well, I think it will be the space balls, because the space balls, yeah, the space balls is actually part of an Indian street dish called pani puri, which is just a shell filled with chickpeas and potatoes, and we have some chutneys, like sauces like. But here we decided to do it with salmon, which is a very like French technique with goat cheese and lemon and orange zest. And then we have the tuna one that is very Asian, like very spicy and with some spices that makes it pretty unique and different. So I think that dish has very different cultures into one dish. So it's a few bites that actually express a lot.
How long did it take you to come up with the menu, and how much time do you think you spent just perfecting each menu item?
Well, it always takes time to perfect it. I guess you never stop perfecting something. You just have to, trust your instinct and go with it, and then go by season and try to get the most fresh ingredients and the best product that we can, and then try to be creative. It takes time to do a menu, but it's just everything comes together. So once everything starts getting into place, it's easy to get it going. And I think the robots are behaving accordingly now.
They have a mind of their own, right?
Oh yeah, sometimes they do. Sometimes they steal some food, some drinks, but they'll come back, But it's just a fun added experience. We're here to give an experience to the customer, so it's part of the added value to giving great food and great drinks.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna go in the kitchen now and watch you prepare octopus.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, what's the name of that dish?
So we have an octopus cooked with chorizo, potato, and we do a adobo of chiles. So we have 6 different chiles that we confit, and then we make a adobo paste and then we combine that into a dish.
Oh, I can't wait. It smells so good in here. If you have Scratch and Sniff TV, then you know how good it smells, and I can't wait to watch you put this together. Thank you, Kevin. Oh my gosh, look at this. This looks amazing. This is the roasted octopus. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this, you guys. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Right? I said that too. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. When we come back, we'll sit down with Space Cowboy owner Ricky Wang, who will tell her story of how she tinkered her tech experience into each personalized robot in this celestial city. We are now doing a sit-down chat with owner Ricky Wang here at Space Cowboy. I love your audacity. I love that you navigated into the restaurant space from the tech industry and not having been in the restaurant space or industry. How did you pivot, and where did the whole idea come from?
So I always wanted to open my own business. I went to work for General Motors after college. I was a software developer. And then because I wanted to open my own business, I thought it would be great to learn from a smaller company. So I went to work for this inventor. He had a tech startup. And when I was working with him, I learned a lot about his mindset, how to open a business, how to sustain a business, all the processes and engineering. And he gave me a lot of influence of automation. And he believed that automation is what makes the manufacturing process work. And from that, I wanted to take, when I was ready to open my own business, I wanted to take a part of me into the business that I open. So hence the robots that deliver the food and drinks to the guest tables. And so that's how the idea started.
So the time from you coming up with the ideas at the time you opened, how long was that process? And then you were telling me just how tough it was during that process to not only to keep going, but just working towards building toward what you were building toward.
It took me about 18 months. So two parts that took the longest. One was finding the location. It was very hard for me to find a location because there was no landlord, or at the time there was no landlord that was willing to lease to me because I didn't have the restaurant experience and I wanted to open a restaurant and they know how tough it may be. So most landlords said no. And I remember there was once I went to a location, they said they have 11 applications already. And I asked him, should I even submit mine?
Yeah.
And he said no. Probably not.
Wow.
So he gave me the idea of finding a location that's probably a little bit out of code so that you can remodel it to bring it back into code. And so that's how I found this location. It used to be a grocery store.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what made you think you could not only introduce something new and innovative, but actually flourish? What made you, what gave you the confidence that you could bring it to what it is now with all the no's and, all the no's that you received, all the pushback you received? What made you know that you could do this?
I don't think I knew. I think I wanted it to work.
Yeah.
I personally do have a little bit of self-doubt when it comes to before this restaurant. I think I had a lot of self-doubt in what could happen, what if it fails. All those are pretty normal for me. But I do remember my boss, he had a lot of influence on me and he would encourage me as well. He said that, every setback is just a challenge for you to learn and for you to improve, but you shouldn't give up on those setbacks so that you can, keep achieving. You can't just expect to open a restaurant and bam, everybody comes, you're really successful. It doesn't work that way. It works in your mind that way, but it doesn't work that way. Yeah. You have to, there's gonna be a lot of setbacks and challenges, and you have to walk through and learn from each one of those little setbacks and challenges and keep improving every day. And then one day you might be able to see that, wow, my restaurant's full, everybody likes it. That's when it happens.
Yeah. What is some of the emotion that you feel when you look at the space?
I feel rewarded when I see those moments, especially when the restaurant's full, when it's loud and chaotic, and at the same time it's working orderly. I think that's that in those moments I do feel rewarded and fulfilling.
Be sure to come back after this break. We take a tour inside this multi-million-dollar Rainy Street penthouse with sweeping views of the lake and East Austin. We'll be right back on this East Austin episode of Lifestyle Austin.
I am in 70 Rainy Street in a $3.5 million property, the penthouse property, 3 levels, and this place is amazing. Joining me right now is Elena Martin with Borland Properties, who's going to show us this amazing space. This is luxury living right in downtown. I love it.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
This building is very near and dear to my heart. I was able to be on the sales team when the developer built it.
Yeah.
It was built in 2018. It's the very first luxury high-rise building on Rainy Street.
Yeah.
And, you know, this particular penthouse is unique because it's 3 stories.
Yeah.
And it has a rooftop terrace.
That's amazing.
So it's incredible for entertaining, and it also feels like, you know, residential living, but in a high rise.
Yeah, and to be built in 2018, it looks like it's brand new, like it was just finished. Let's see the rest of the space.
Let's look around.
Yeah, so how do you describe this space? This is on the 2nd level.
It is. So, you know, this is kind of your main living space. You've got your living room area, dining room, kitchen, glass everywhere, so you can see some of the other buildings on Rainy Street. Also you can see Lady Bird Lake as it wraps around the east side, and it's just beautiful.
The view is unbelievable.
It's
Look at this. Look at this view. It's unbelievable. You can see the lake on both sides. And then you can decide when you want to leave based on the traffic. 35, which is never.
You know, this offers 3 bedrooms, 3680 square feet, and which is the square footage for downtown.
Yes.
And it really offers that space to, you know, accommodate your family.
Yes,
So
yes, I love it.
You've got your main kitchen here with meal appliances, and there's also kind of like a secondary small kitchen upstairs.
Yeah. I mean, it's massive. It feels so spacious in here, and it's not a lot of furniture, which I love. You really feel like it's like your place of peace. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, this is what $3.5 million will get you.
That's right.
Here's your first look at events and things to do, brought to you by our friends at Giant Noise PR. It's ACL Weekend 1 on the lineup this weekend. Hozier, Doechii, T-Pain, and so many more. Tickets may still be available. Just check out lifestyleaustintx.com. Boo in the Zoo kicks off this weekend through the month of October on Fridays and Saturdays only. Bring the kids in their costumes and experience the Austin Zoo in the dark. There'll be train rides, haunted houses, and so much more fun. Grab tickets at lifestyleaustintx.com. Figure out your fate over a drink at Midnight Cowboy as they continue their popular Arcana Tarot menu every Wednesday in October. Purchase a drink and tarot readings are free. Find out more information about each of these events and so much more happening throughout Austin and Central Texas. Just visit lifestyleaustintx.com.
Thank you so much for joining us on this East Austin episode of Lifestyle Austin. Be sure to watch other episodes to see amazing stories of some of Austin's most intelligent entrepreneurs. And be sure to follow us on social media to keep up with what's going on throughout Austin. Thank you again for watching this episode of Lifestyle Austin. I'm Catenya McHenry. We will see you next time.